Okay, so let's just unpack this. Imagine you close your eyes right now, and when you open them, it's 3,700 years have passed.
Right.
Nature has completely reclaimed the planet, skyscrapers have crumbled into dust, and every single human being has been turned into a stone statue. That's the reality we're stepping into today.
It is a terrifying premise, honestly, but it completely sets the stage for the manga and anime series we're diving into today, which is Dr. Stone.
Written by Riichiro Nagaki and illustrated by Boichi, right?
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we've really pulled apart the source material to give you a clear overview of the work first, and then we'll get into exactly why this story is so incredibly fun and compelling.
Yeah, the overview part is what really hooked me, because you have this main character, Senku Ishigami, and he's this high school science genius who wakes up in this stone world.
Yeah.
And his goal isn't just to, survive. He basically declares he's going to rebuild all of humanity, like from the Stone Age to the Space Age. But practically speaking, how does one guy even start that?
Well, he starts with the scientific method, but he immediately hits a massive wall. And this is where the core conflict of the overview really comes in. It's not just man versus nature, it's man versus ideology.
Because of Tsukasa.
Right. He wakes up this guy named Tsukasa Shishio, known as the strongest primate high schooler.
The whole might makes right guy.
Exactly. Tsukasa looks at the stone world and he sees a paradise. He actively wants to destroy the statues of corrupt adults to create this pure world without taxes or oppression. It's the Tsukasa Empire.
Whereas Senku wants to save literally everyone.
Yes, using the kingdom of science. So the story isn't just a survival guide, it's a full-on ideological war between restoration and purification.
So you have that classic brain versus brawn dynamic. But looking at the timeline we have here, the scale of this gets ridiculous pretty fast. They aren't just staying in Japan.
No, the scope is massive. They move from making fire and basic clothes to the stone wars against Tsukasa. But eventually they build an entire ship called the Perseus to cross the ocean.
Because they're hunting for the source of the petrification beam.
Yeah, an entity they call Y-Man, and they locate it on the moon.
Wait, they go to the moon from the Stone Age.
That's the literal roadmap of the series finale. It involves building a rocket, confronting this mechanical parasite on the moon, and even discussing the possibility of a time machine to save the people who are lost.
Okay, that sounds insane.
Yeah.
But let's pivot to the fun part of this work, the appeal. Because on paper, watching people mix chemicals sounds like a boring chemistry lecture. Why is this actually entertaining?
It works because it treats civilization like a crafting tree in a video game. The series highlights the sheer excitement of reinventing modern technology. It completely gamifies scientific progress.
Give me an example of that.
Take the sulfa drugs. Early on, a character gets pneumonia, and in a primitive world, that's just a death sentence, but Senku knows the chemistry.
Right.
So they have to catch lightning to get electricity, mine coal for tar, isolate aniline, mix it with calcium from seashells. It turns a biology problem into this massive geological fetch quest.
It connects the dots in a way most of us never really think about. I also saw a note here about foxtail millet ramen. They reinvent ramen just to get labor.
Precisely. To build things, you need manpower. To get manpower, you need good food. But the absolute peak of this fun aspect is the information war. To beat the Tsukasa Empire, they don't build a bigger gun, they build a cell phone.
A cell phone. In a world with no power lines.
A vacuum tube transceiver, to be exact. And the show makes the creation of vacuum tubes blowing the glass, finding the filament feel as high stakes as a sword fight. The survival of the group literally depends on whether they can make a tungsten filament work.
It seems like Senku is doing a ton of heavy lifting, though. Does the lone genius trope actually hold up?
Actually, the series actively dismantles that trope. Senku is physically very weak. He cannot do it alone. The character dynamics are all about specialized skills.
Like Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome is a sorcerer born in the stone world who becomes a scientist through natural curiosity. Then there's Gen Asajiri, a mentalist and negotiator. Senku can make the tech, but he can't manipulate people.
And Ryusui, the sailor.
Right, Ryusui represents greed. But the story frames his greed as a virtue. The desire to want more is what actually drives progress and trade. Senku's catchphrase, "This is exhilarating," or sosuruze, is the emotional core of the whole show.
It's the joy of discovery.
Exactly. Step-by-step discovery.
It really emphasizes that science isn't just magic spells. It's a lot of accumulated failure until something finally works.
That is the ultimate takeaway here. Dr. Stone is a massive tribute to human ingenuity, showing that science is the ultimate tool for overcoming the impossible.
So, here is a provocative thought for you to mull over as we wrap up. If civilization hit the reset button today, right now, and you were the only one awake, would you actually know how to make soap? Or generate electricity? Or are all our modern conveniences so hidden behind digital screens that without a search engine, we'd be stuck in the Stone Age forever?
It is a really humbling thought. If you want the blueprint for how to get out of that situation, you should definitely check out the source material.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Stay curious.